guys, I'm John Barrett with John Barrett Art. I want to tell you about the different kind of paints that are out there. You've got your basic three paints, and that is your watercolor paints, your oil paints, and your acrylic paints. Now, watercolor is obviously water-based paint that you mix with water. It's very, very thin, and it bleeds through the canvas, and it kind of creates some cool textures. But I want to talk about acrylic and oil, the two main things that I work with. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the difference between any of these paints when I first started. So it was a whole new world to me. But oil paint is an oil-based paint, and it is very, very thick, and it stays wet for weeks. Yeah, that means that your canvas won't even dry for about 2 weeks with oil paint. Now, that means you could get started and come back a few days later and pick up right where you left off and blend back on the canvas and do kind of some cool things there. So oil base is kind of its own technique, its own kind of cool flavor, if you will. But acrylic paint is a water-based paint. And for the most part, acrylic-based paint will dry in a matter of minutes. Now, there are some acrylic paints out there that you can extend the life, and there's some tricks and techniques that you can do to kind of extend the drying time. But for the most part, acrylic paint dries very fast, and so you've got to work pretty quick and know what you're doing. As where oil paint, in my opinion, is a little more gracious in that it stays wet. It gives you a little more time to kind of move things on the canvas. So that is the difference between acrylic paint, oil paint, and watercolor paint. So hopefully that makes you learn something that you never knew before, like I didn't know. So that's the tip for the day.